Honest Tea Talks.
Welcome
with
everyone. Ashley
and Ronnie. I don't think that's how we were supposed to do it.
No.
That's not how we discussed it last week.
No.
My evil laugh.
We do that all the time.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back to watch.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Last week we talked about balance, and this week we talked about it and we want to discuss like universal signs and affirmations. I feel like most people think of it as, oh, what a coincidence, or but it's more than just a coincidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
one of the big I think for me one of the big signs, universal signs, is like the deja vu experience.
Mm-hmm.
I read somewhere in a book that when you have that deja vu feeling, it's the universe reminding you you're right where you're meant to be.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. That definitely feels true. I feel like every time I've experienced that, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, oh,
okay.
I've seen this before.
Yeah. It's so amazing.
It is. It's a feel-good
It
feeling.
is. It's always you don't have deja vu and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, it's usually like yes, you're on the right path.
And not just that, it actually does bring you to the very present moment when it happens.
Yeah.
Which
Definitely.
life should be, that
Present.
you should be present.
Yeah, definitely.
So in regards to universal signs, it's not everyone believes in it, and that's your choice whether you want to believe in it or not. If you want to continue calling it a coincidence, by all means continue
ahead.
calling it that. But
Yeah.
it's literally when you have a belief or a faith in something greater than you, and you pose certain questions out, whether they're to another person or to yourself in your mind or just out loud, like, oh, like, God help me, or universe send me some kind of sign. You also have to be open-minded enough to see the signs when they appear.
Totally.
And yeah,
and
so
to know
that's,
that they are signs. Like,
yeah,
you can call them coincidences, or you can say like, oh, what a coincidence, but they never are coincidences.
No.
And I think that we say that just to kind of like, because there's no
'Cause we're
explanation
conditioned.
for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You can't say like, oh, that happened because of God, or that happened because of the universe. There's no definite answer, so people just say like, oh, no, it was just a coincidence. But when you ask something,
yes,
or even when you don't, sometimes you get signs that you should be where you're at, or you shouldn't be where you're at,
Yeah.
or that you need to go somewhere. I mean, like, I don't know how many times I have asked, like, God, is this what I should be doing?
yeah,
Should I leave this job? Should I go across the United States? Or even like, I was in a really long relationship for a really long time, and I've shared with her and many people that I didn't know how to get out of it, because I really cared about the person, and I just wasn't happy, and I knew that the person also wasn't happy either. And I remember specifically being in my car and saying, God, like, this is not for me, I'm unhappy, and I was just crying, and I'm like, like, handle it, like, take care of it for me, because if this is not for me, then take it out of my life, because I couldn't let him go. I didn't know how to break up with this person. I didn't know how to let go of something that I cared about, and where I was in my journey at that point, I didn't have the strength at the time, so I thought, to let go. And so I literally was like, God, if this is for me, just let go of it for me, have him cheat on me or something, like something to help me get out of this situation. And literally we broke up like the same day or the next day.
Wow.
And it's not something that was coincidental. Other people may say it was, but to me, because I knew the prayer and the conversation that I had with something greater than me, regardless of what you want to call it, it was not coincidental. It was exactly what needed to happen, and my life just skyrocketed from that point. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those signs and those answers.
And signs, they can also be as simple as like when people say, oh, there's a red flag, like, those are intuitive signs that are telling you, like, no, stop.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
so they can be in either direction. They can be a warning or something to, like, stop you from going ahead in a certain direction, or confirmation that you're going in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And those gut feelings are the same. Like, those are also signs. It's that inner wisdom within you guiding you on your most authentic path for your most authentic self.
Definitely.
And I think that's where people get lost because we're so conditioned to be or react a certain way based on what society wants. And so we hush those signs, especially the internal ones. I mean, think about a sign perfect example as a sign, which this is scientifically explained, not even the universe or God. People that sit in jobs where they're like this, right? And they have all this tension here because of the weight of gravity on their head leaning forward. And so they've got all this tension and they've got all this pain. Pain is that signal and sign. Absolutely. Like, hello, you're doing something wrong. And instead of actually adjusting, which thank God now we're getting more into that type of stuff, but instead of adjusting, we want to silence that pain. Yeah. We pop the Advil, we pop whatever was going to mask that pain, that sign. Yeah. So we could keep working. Exactly. As opposed to actually addressing the issue. Exactly. And working through it so that you don't have to deal with that sign or signal again, you know?
And it's so unfortunate because if it's not for the signs that I've been given in my life, I wouldn't know what to do because we only know through intuition. Yeah. We don't know because someone else has the answers. We don't know what decisions to make or not to make because they're out there in the world. The decisions that you have to make are within yourself. Yeah. You know where you're meant to go. You know what you're meant to do. Yeah. You are the one that carries the power, the potential, the gifts, and the talents. So if you don't know that, if you can't see that within yourself, God or the universe or whatever you want to call it will give you those signs. Yeah. And if it weren't for me figuring out those signs, if it weren't for me realizing that the things I saw or experienced were signs, then I would stay stuck because what we like to do as well is like, let's say you want to move somewhere, right? And you get a very clear sign that you have to do it. Like literally, and this is how crazy the universe is, that sometimes you will get a really clear sign that says move, right? Oh, yeah. And you're like, it's funny that that sign says that because I really want to move. And what we'll do is we'll question that sign. But then if someone comes up to us and says, like, you can't do it, it's too hard, then we take that as the answer. Truth. Yeah. And the truth is within you. Yeah. It's not within people because their truth is going to come out. Yeah. Like their ideas are going to come out when they speak to you, not your truth. So you can't take people's inference as truth. When you can't take people's suggestions as truth is when a stranger will come up and say, man, you know, you're really good at communicating. I think that you should be a life coach. That's oh wow, I've always wanted to be a life coach. It's crazy that this person came up to me and said that, right? That's signs. Those are confirmations and affirmations. It
is. It's what resonates with you, within you. Yes. Here comes the famous line from Ronnie. I don't know who. I don't know who said it. I don't remember. But I want to say it was the Dalai Lama. Uh-huh. And it basically, we're going to summarize here, is that, you know, there's so many religions in the world, there's so many philosophies, there's so many beliefs, and everyone claims that theirs is the truth. Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter is you have to read and be open-minded and learn which one resonates within you. And that's your truth.
Yes, because so they're all true.
Yeah, they're all true, but they were true for those individuals that experienced it. Mm-hmm. So the key thing is being open-minded enough to accept your own truth. Exactly. By learning and experiencing other aspects of this world. So true. Because if you're constantly being told to be a certain way or to do a certain thing by someone else, and you're like, why am I doing that? Why? If you're constantly questioning why you're doing it, go the opposite way. Absolutely. Because it's not resonating with you.
It's not. And that's so true because it's all about perception too, right? Like, what's true for you may not be true for me. Exactly. If in my current state of consciousness, the truth can be something totally different. Oh, yeah. Who I was then would not believe who I am now. If I went up to past me and said, hey, the universe will take care of your worries, just leave it to God, I'd laugh. I'd be like, you want me to give my worries, these worries to God when, like, if there was a God, there wouldn't be these worries, right? That's who I was then. Yeah. When now I'm like, I totally get what people write about when they say leave your worries and your problems to God and to the universe. I totally get that. I resonate with that. Yeah. Because of where I am right now, because of who I've been able to become. Yeah. And my truth currently. But you can't listen to what other people have to say. I literally had someone come up to me and say, independent training? Are you crazy? You can't do that.
Oh,
you know how hard it is
Yeah.
to be an independent trainer? And I was listening to that statement from someone that wasn't an independent trainer. So it's like, in those moments, you have to determine whether it's a sign
Yeah.
or whether it's someone else's truth trying to
Stop you.
penetrate
Yeah,
your truth,
exactly,
right? Trying
yeah.
to disturb and disrupt who you're trying to be. You know you better than you, and your
Yeah.
truth is what needs to be searched for within yourself. And the signs that you get when you feel that like abundance of just energy inside of you, that's how I feel. Like when I see a sign, I'm almost like
You can't help but
blissful.
smile.
Yeah. Amazing. You see what I mean? Like it is those signs.
Yeah.
Even like perfect example. So, well, I'm not gonna. Well, whatever. Okay, so when we were moving here, right? We were not sure, kind of like where we were gonna live. We weren't sure, like. Even for me, like I wasn't even sure what I was gonna do, if I was gonna have a roommate, live on my own. And I got an email that said like, oh hey, I have the 2-bedroom, 2-bath available. And Ronnie immediately came into my mind because she's the only person that I would live with. And that was a sign, right? That's one sign. Like, oh, you guys need to live together. If that's not a clear sign, it's not coincidental that they
Well,
sent
yeah,
me.
and so we had never discussed it either.
No.
So then all of a sudden I'm getting a text message of a screenshot of this email, and my response is, well, what are you trying to say?
I know.
Because I myself as well, here in the Bay Area, there wasn't anyone else that I would actually want to room with. You know, technically it's not
You could say
rooming.
roommate.
No, but we're not in the same room.
Oh, that's true. So
what-
housemate.
Housemate. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, because I heard in Europe they say flatmate. Because you share like a flat.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Flatmate, housemate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So easily distracted.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on with your story.
So anyway, yeah, that was a sign. That was one sign. And then we went to the place. It was just small, but I was like, oh, I just was desperate. And long story short, we walked in here. Well, first sign was that it was super affordable already. Second sign was that the person that gave us like the go to come and see it, who was the property manager, was like, come, I have someone, but just hurry up and come. So
Yeah.
we were like, okay, like we gotta go. And then the next sign was that she was the owner of this apartment before. So she lived here. Renter. She was the renter. She lived here before. What is what I meant to say. She lived here before, and she was like, oh, the apartment that I'm gonna show you guys is like where I used to live, but I'm moving. And the next one was the number that was on the door, which I won't say because I don't want to give you my address. But it was like the number. We both looked at each other and we were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we definitely resonate with and are open to receiving the signs when we
Yes.
ask. And so when it came to this apartment, it truly was us just like constantly like, oh my god.
Yes.
Oh
Like,
my
I get
god.
chills
Yes.
still, yeah.
Like, and everything, it literally just fell into place.
It did.
But we also, it's because we trusted the divine order of things. You know,
I love
like,
that.
yeah.
Chills. Yes.
So
Totally. And you once you do trust, it doesn't. I think people get misled and just misguided when we say like divine order or universe or God. It's like it's not about belief in religion. It's not about belief. It's not about whether or not you think it's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. To be honest, it doesn't matter if you think it's Jesus. It doesn't matter if you think it's all that matters is that you believe in some higher power.
Something greater.
Yes.
That is, because I will swear by it. I don't like calling myself religious. I am not religious.
No,
I do not
me
do
neither.
rituals. I don't go to the temple all the time. I don't go to church. But I live my life according to the scriptures that I've learned.
Yes, what you resonate with.
With what I resonate with. And I live by that truth, which is within me. And that's how I act on a daily basis. I always say love is my religion.
Yeah.
Which is sharing that love, that universal energy, that vibration with everyone.
Yes.
And with myself.
Yeah.
Because if I don't share it with myself, I can't share it with others.
Exactly.
And that's when things started falling into place. So it's not, it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're coming back to patience here because
It's always
you start here, but it's going to take patience to get up to where we're like, every little thing is like, oh, we're right.
Wow.
I snapped.
Yes! Oh my god, she really has never been able to snap. And we got it on camera. I love that.
Thank you for watching us and sticking around for the shenanigans
For the
of
truth.
Ashley.
This is the truth.
This is how candid we are when something big happens.
Huge.
Yes.
Monumental. Which is you just snapped.
I know.
Congratulations.
And it's so gone.
At least it happened once. That
Yes.
means it can happen.
It can happen again.
Patience.
Patience, divine order. Again, these things like faith and patience, which is my mantra
Yes.
always through everything in life for the last 10 years.
It should be everyone's.
Yeah, is as the more patient you become, the more you start trusting where you are at in life and the things that these scriptures and holy books talk about.
Totally.
Like, it's not about the literal meaning of these things. It's about how, like we always say, what resonates. What you read, what resonates, and application.
Exactly.
Oh, there's that quote. I'm gonna know it. You can speak on something else as I remember it.
Anyway, yeah, I think that for me personally, I grew up being Christian, baptized first Catholic, and then rebaptized as a Christian, and I felt better with Christianity just because it was more like liberal, it was freer, and you could just express yourself and worship and love, and I've attended many youth groups where we were just talking. It was more just like communicating and growing and using the Bible as like a guide and not so much as like you have
Literal,
to follow this,
yeah.
and if you don't, you're gonna go to hell.
And
like,
that's what those are. Those are guides.
they are.
They're just guidebooks.
They're spiritual guides.
So what I was gonna say,
Yes.
the quote
Uh-huh.
is, knowledge is power, but application of the knowledge is freedom.
Yeah.
And for me, that's one of the reasons I enjoy reading different holy books, is because for me it's gaining knowledge.
It is.
But in how I apply it to my life is my freedom.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have to. The point of reading, like, I think it's naive to say, like, I'm not going to read the Bible because I don't believe in Christianity. When the Bible is, like, a guide. It's guiding you in different ways, and you can take some of it and you can throw away some of it.
Yeah.
You choose whatever you want. And you can't deny that there are universal laws. You can't deny that we all need to be patient.
Yeah.
We all need to be kind. We all need to be loving.
Yeah.
We all need to have faith. We all need to work on ourselves. That's not something that I have to do but you don't, or that she does but I choose not to. You have to, and if you don't have balance, you don't have love, you don't live happily. You are missing something if you're not giving your control of your life to something greater than you. Every person that is successful and happy successful, because I'm not talking about successful as money, is happy truly because they give for a greater purpose, for something that's beyond them.
That's my success.
Everyone.
I'm not
Absolutely.
a millionaire yet.
Not yet. Yes.
But I do. That is my success.
Yeah, that's how you get the flow.
Yeah.
I am successful because of that. If this were about me, if moving over here were about my ego, I wouldn't make it. Or maybe I would, but then I'd be unhappy and empty inside.
Yeah.
What I do is so much greater than what I am.
There's
and
fulfillment in it.
so much fulfillment, even with exhaustion. I mean, the only reason I do it is because it's fulfilling. And when you do that, that's true success, that's true happiness. And I think that you get signs that guide you because God of the universe knows that what you have is a gift that will help other people. And in order for you to do that and be a person that can actually be a better vessel of light, you're going to get signs that's going to guide you as to how to be better.
And that, in Hinduism at least, that is what dharma is. That is your dharma, your life's purpose. There's only one Ashley on earth. There's only one Ranjita on earth. And I have a purpose.
Yes.
My dharma is different than hers.
Absolutely.
So when society's forcing you to be in this tunnel of like you all have to be the same, no, you're going to be unhappy because you're not living your life's purpose.
Yeah.
And going back to the whole, like, you grew up on the Bible. I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the Bible.
Of course.
I still to this day am very, I mean, I'll read it here and there, and for me now it's how it relates to all the other things that I've read.
Exactly.
So I grew up in a home that was Sikh and Hindu. So my first beginning to wanting to learn about religion was learning about those ones that I grew up with. And then I remember volunteering with hospice, and one of the ladies that I would volunteer with, she was Catholic. And so part of me visiting her and volunteering with her was reading to her from the Bible. And it was crazy because she's laying in her bed and I'm like reading out loud. But as I'm reading out loud from the Bible, in my mind I'm like, oh my God, no pun intended.
I love puns. They're my favorite.
Like, because I couldn't believe how much it resonated with the things that I had learned reading like the Gita or the Hindu scripture, you know, like the Vedas and even Buddhist stuff. And so it was just like, it's one of my favorite things to do. But yes, it's not to push religion on people. No. It's just find what resonates within you so that you can be open to the fact that there's something greater out there, and to be open to the signs that this something greater is giving you.
Caring about you and wanting you to be successful. It's crazy because it was like the reverse for me. I remember that, you know, growing up Christian, and then my mom and I would both go to church and just like pray together, and we really had that strong relationship with God, and we always said that. Like, it wasn't about the religion, it was just, we felt that Christianity was what best allowed us to have a strong relationship with God, and in that way we were able to have a stronger relationship within ourselves. But then, like, you know, we kind of veered off, not from religion because we were never religious to begin with, but we veered off, and my mom would always talk to me about meditation, and I kid you not, you could ask her, I used to think she was crazy. Like, she used to like hum her mantras while we were out in the stores, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman is like she's crazy, like she's gone nuts, because she's like now speaking things in repetition, like what is she doing? And she would tell me, like, Ashley, you have to have certain mantras to live by, and meditation is what's healing me. And I thought she was like, I get chills because like she laughs at me now and is like, do you remember you used to say that and now you meditate every day? And it was because I was so conformed and so conditioned to think that I had to pick one religion, and Christianity was the religion that I followed, and meditating and speaking to other higher powers was like going against my God. And I realized that it's not about the religion, it's about the fact that you understand there's something greater than you, and you understand that you need to devote your life to it. And if you don't, and you think you have control of your life, it is a hot mess. And it is. You think you have all the answers without getting signs, I guarantee you're lost, right? I cannot do anything without meditation, without finding answers within myself, without asking for signs.
I mean, just like before Google Maps or Apple Maps, you had paper maps.
Yes.
And you had a destination. And you followed the signs.
Yes.
And it's the same. Life is the same way. Life is definitely the same way. So, okay, that concludes today's episode.
Yes.
Thank you for journeying along in this episode of Signs.
And if you didn't realize through watching this video that this is a sign that you need to take care of yourself and do something greater with yourself and give your life to something greater than you, I don't know.
Find your purpose.
Yes.
Find your dharma.
Definitely. Yeah. And have a wonderful Truthful Tuesday.
Truthful Tuesday, yes.
Yes.
Subscribe below.
Comment.
Like.
Share.
Yes. Social media.
Peña_pequeña.
At love.soul.fit.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you all.
Have a great day.
Bye.